Hello, everyone. Welcome to Doug's Guitar of the Day, episode 8. Now, today we're going to shift gears a little bit, and I'm going to show you an acoustic guitar. And if anyone is familiar with my playing, you're probably rolling your eyes, because you know I'm not much of an acoustic player. Whenever I want to realize, just where I'm at on this guitar instrument, then I'll pick up an acoustic, and I usually realize pretty quick I'm not as good as I thought. I learned on electric, and I like the sustain. I like the skinnier strings. I like the interaction between the guitar and the amplifier. But there's something to be said for a guy who can just take a 6-string acoustic and entertain you. I'm not that guy, but I do hit a bluegrass jam every once in a while and maybe learn a finger picking song to the best of my ability when necessary. That brings me to this guitar. Bought it last year. Got a really good deal on it. This is an Epiphone EJ200 Coupe. WR, which I'm assuming stands for wine red. I like this kind of blood red color. It reminds me of the red SG from episodes past. Hello! Anyhow, I bought this because last fall I had to learn an instrumental fingerpick song for my son's wedding. And I do have a really nice Gill Jumbo acoustic, which you'll see in a subsequent video, but it doesn't have any built-in preamps, and I wasn't sure of the mic situation. So I needed something that had some built-in electronics, and I also needed to buy an amp for it. But first we'll talk about the guitar. I noticed I'm kind of vague on some of my guitar descriptions, so I actually ran this one up on the internet, Epiphone website, I guess. Basically, it's a solid spruce top, which is pretty cool. It's kind of shaped like a jumbo, but it's almost a condensed jumbo, and they call this the EJ200 Coupe. So it kind of looks like a cutaway J200, only the body's a little bit smaller. It's got a bone nut. It's got a Paul Faro fretboard and bridge bass. I'm not sure if that's a bone saddle or not. Let's see here. Bear with me here. Saddle material, compensated bone. It is compensated, so the B string is back further than high E. That makes it stay in tune a little bit better if you're using heavier strings. Acoustic strings generally are heavier. I use 12s. You got a wound G to deal with, so it's different than electric. It's got a nice kind of mother of pearl looking rosette around the sound hole. C-shaped neck. It does have a stripe down the middle. Let's see. I told you Paul Faro fretboard. It's regular dot inlays up until the 12th fret, and then it's got a crown inlay here. Mini Grover tuning keys, so it stays in tune real well. I left the stickers on. It's actually made in Indonesia. I've had plenty of cheaper guitars that were, and they've done just fine. So now, in order for me to play it, I use a strap for everything anymore, because I realize that there's trying to hold the guitar in a playing position depending on the guitar. That kind of adds fatigue. You can play a lot longer if it's hanging off the shoulder. But on this particular guitar, I had to make some modifications right away. The front strap button was on the heel, and every time I get a guitar like that, the guitar wants to lean forward. So what I did was I got the drill out and drilled a hole about maybe 1.5 inches down from about the 13th fret. Doesn't get in the way too much. I usually don't go too much past the 12th fret on an acoustic anyway, so I didn't feel too bad about doing that. Then on the back, sorry about that. Their strap pin doubled as the output jack on the back, and it's kind of big and bulky, and I really couldn't get a strap over that. So what I did is I drilled another hole, and I put a regular type strap button right below it. So that's really about it. It's a 24 3/4 inch scale, so it's a Gibson scale, so I can get around it really good. That's basically about it. Now, acoustic wise, let's see if I can get the strap back on with a minimum of difficulty. Dead airspace, you gotta love that on a video. I'm a lot better with the electric guitars that I know about, that's for sure. Acoustically, intonates well and it sounds really good. I was really knocked out by the sound, especially since I paid less than $100 for this guitar. They actually go for about $500, so and I needed it to play the wedding, so. And I thought it was really good. It was a great couch guitar. I practiced and played on it for about a solid week, and I thought, this sounds pretty good. I wonder how it compares to my Guild. I've got a Guild actual jumbo, non-cutaway acoustic guitar that my dad bought me, and you'll see that in another episode. And this thing sounds good, but it's a smaller body, and it doesn't quite have the sound of that jumbo. But anyway, back to the wedding. I had to learn a finger pick song. I wasn't sure how I was going to be mic'd. The best way to pick up a guitar is with a good microphone. But I knew that maybe wouldn't be an option. I wanted to make sure I could hear myself. And I also wanted to add a few effects, just to kind of cover up some ambiguity or acuity or whatever in my playing, because I kind of struggle on acoustic. So what I found for just about the price of the guitar was this. I hope you can see that. It's an acoustic brand AG30 acoustic guitar amplifier, and it has built-in effects. It also has two inputs, one for the guitar and one for a microphone, so if you were a singer-songwriter, you could hook your guitar mic up and entertain people with it. But I liked it because it was small, it had effects, it also had a line out, and what I did at the wedding was I just took the line out and ran it into a direct box and gave them a low impedance in to the house. This amp is built like a monitor, so it blew the sound back at me, so I was sure that I could hear it, that's the worst thing to do, is not being able to hear yourself. This has a built-in Fishman under the saddle pickup, I guess, and Fishman electronics. It's got everything you need. Built-in tuner, built-in phase switch. A lot of times you have phasing problems between your guitar and the front of house or whatever, and this kind of solves that problem. And then your volume control. So 3-band EQ, bass, middle, treble, and volume. And the battery access is here on the outside, so you can just pop a new battery out. And I think it might use triple A's. I don't think it's a 9 volt, but I don't remember. But a lot of times back in the old days, you had the battery, you had to reach in the sound hole and replace it that way. You don't have to do that with this, which is convenient. So here's the guitar unamplified. And amplified. I'll just turn this volume up. Anyway, the song that I had to learn, and I haven't played it since last fall, but it went something like this. Something like that. Thanks for putting up with this one. We may do a couple more acoustics. Bear with me. It won't be that bad. Then we'll get back to the good stuff. See ya. Bye.